just came out and just ripped that first jumper, didn't he?
I didn't see it. We were still on the Caitlin game on ESPN,
Man,
so I had to see the replay of it.
Man, he came and just ripped that jumper right out the gate. And I was just like, all right. Because usually when you're in a little slump, you get kind of hesitant. And the one thing I did say is, like, you got to get your confidence going. I don't care if you go out and miss the next 100 shots. Take them. You know, you can't shy away from it, what's going on. The media attention is going to be what it's going to be. So just go out there and play with confidence, because this is what Summer League is all about. And like I said, I don't put real stock in the Summer League too much. A little bit. Right now, it's about developing your mental. It's about developing your mindset, your approach to the game. It's about, you know, developing your game, but, like, you're supposed to come out here and gain confidence. This is where you gain confidence, a mindset to what you're going to take to the next level. And so for me to come out there and see him, you know, not hesitate, play with confidence, and I like what they did with him. They put him, I said, listen, stop putting him in the corner, first of all. If you want him to have any kind of, you know, success, you know, I think I look at him more of a slasher-type player than a spot-up shooter, which he has to eventually develop if he wants to play a role in the NBA. So they got him off a couple dribble handoffs, and then once he saw the one shot go in, it was like, sometimes that's all it takes, Skip. I had nights where I couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. I just got a free throw, and I just seen the ball go in one time, and that can get you going. And so hopefully this is something he could kind of build on. But what I would like to see is him contribute more in other areas, because there's going to be nights you're not going to get the ball as much. Your shot's not going to be falling. So I'd like to see a little more in the rebounding category, maybe somehow make some plays, get some assists, and, you know, on nights to where his shot is not falling. But for the most part, I'm glad to see him keep his head high, chest out, is what I like to teach my kids, you know, remain confident. And stepped up and had a solid game yesterday. So I'm happy for that.
You know, you look at it, Skip, and I told you that they was going to, Paul said they're going to put some stuff in play for him to be able to get open and get some shots. They're going to draw it up however, dribble handoffs, whatever you want to call it. But if you look at it, Skip, it's like the package that they put together for him. Day one, we want you to just shoot if you make it. If you don't, you don't. Shot it 9 times, only I think dropped 1. Second time, we don't want you to shoot at all. We just want you to play defense. Play defense, put it together.
Yeah.
So now when you talk
3 times.
3 times. So now when you talk, Paul, about other things, if you look at his box scores in those other games, those other things were there. He was rebounding, he was assisting. He was. So now you look at this game, we're going to draw some stuff up for you to get you off, to have you dribble handoffs. Now we want you to take some shots. Don't worry about playing, rebounding, and assisting. Focus on this. And so
he
now,
had 1 rebound and no assists.
So now, you put all those games together. By the time we roll out tonight or the next game, you might get a full package of what's to come. And it's encouraging to see, man. I was a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy because I saw what I wanted to see, what I said to you and Rachel yesterday. I want to see a basketball player.
A basketball player.
I agree. Make me believe you can actually play.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
And that happened for me yesterday. It really did.
I tweeted at halftime, I finally saw ... a basketball player.
Yeah.
I like that. He looked like he belonged out there and that he was comfortable in his own skin. And the first 4 games, I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah.
The first thing I loved about last night was he agreed to be mic'd up for ESPN. That showed me he was comfortable enough that he could come out and be Bronny, not LeBron James Jr., you know, that, because that hangs over his head. But if he can just be Bronny, just this kid named Bronny, forget about the last name, just the first name. He's just Bronny. And we got to hear him on the bench, hear him in the huddles, hear him calling out some defensive strategy on the floor. And it seemed to bring him out of his shell a little bit where he was more comfortable, he was more outgoing. He's got a really, really good personality. And every time I read a quote from any of his teammates, they love being around him because he's fun to be around. And the fun started to leak into his basketball playing last night because he just looked like he was having a little more fun than he had in those first 4 games. Okay, now let me get this off my chest. He played a grand total last night of 23 minutes and 38 seconds. And in the 4th quarter last night, he played a grand total of 5 minutes and 26 seconds. That's wrong. That is absurd to me, and I don't get the point because we all agree, you guys have been banging the table on this, he just needs reps, man. He just needs dribbles and possessions and playing basketball.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, look what they did in the fourth quarter last night of a game that got close. They play that kid Sean East II. He's out of Missouri, undrafted, and they play him 7 minutes and 50 seconds of the fourth quarter because he started the game. That's okay, fine. And that Tommy Kuhse has been around, it feels like forever. He's out of St. Mary's, and he's played in the G League. He's 26 years of age, but he played in Germany, played in Italy, and he's an old head now compared to these kids. Mm-hmm. And I guess because the new coach is trying to win a game, just win a single summer league game. So he lets Tommy Kuhse, who's also a ball handling guard, play he plays 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, by far the most. And I'm saying, well, why would Bronny only play 5 minutes and 25 seconds? Isn't this the time to play? I don't know. Help me out.
He played late fourth.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
He didn't come in until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay, though, because it was tight. So he was able to knock down a shot in a crucial situation. Yeah, so maybe their strategy is such that it's late in the game, Paul. We want to see how he responds in these tighter situations.
Now I get what Skip's saying, because for one, listen, we drafted Bronny. We gave him a contract. He need to be playing all the minutes.
Just like if you played the whole game, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, right. Like, these other guys don't matter on the team, really. Yeah.
You know they're going to want to look at him.
Ain't nobody else getting looked at out here except for Connect and Bronny in the Summer League.
Yeah.
None of these guys will make the Lakers roster.
No.
Whereas these two guys are on the Lakers roster, so I need to play them the most minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I need to draw up stuff for them. They're going to be on the team when October comes, when training camp starts.
Yeah.
Like, so I get what you're saying, Skip. Like, yeah, give Bronny the minutes. Let him learn. Let him develop. Give Connect the minutes. Give him, maybe Colin Castleton have a chance to come to camp. And that's about it.
That kid, Maxwell Lewis, he got a little run with the big league team last year. Okay. He was on the Lakers briefly and got a few minutes.
Yeah,
but come on.
He'll be on the G League team.
He will.
Yeah, so I don't mind them guys getting the majority of the minutes. So, like, as summer goes on and there's not many games left before you start thinking about, now we're going back to just workouts where it's not going to be 5-on-5 situations. Maybe you might go to the Rico Hines workouts at UCLA this summer. That'll be good for Bronny.
Yep.
So you got to put him in these situations to where he's getting the minutes, he's getting the reps, he's gaining his confidence. And but I like exactly what I saw yesterday. And like you and Keith said, you just want to see a basketball player. Yeah, not just a guy standing in the corner, putting him in a situation where he can thrive.
Just for perspective, just for the record, Dalton Connect did not play last night, which freed up a couple of shots for Bronny. It felt like he felt like he was, more empowered to go ahead and shoot the basketball.
Yeah, sometimes that happens because, like, in my case, I remember my younger days, like, I played with Antoine Walker, so, like, with games, if he sat, I felt like I had the juice now. Yeah. Like, all right, it's my night. Like, I can see that because Dalton Connect has been the guy. He's been the guy.
He is green light. Man.
Yeah, he's been the guy for them. He did 21 shots. He's been the guy. So when the guy sits out, the guy next to the guy or other players feel like, all right, it's my turn, my opportunity to step up, and it gives you confidence to, like, all right, maybe I'll get some more extra plays ran for me. And that's what we saw from Bronny last night.
Okay, and just for perspective, just to keep it in balance, the Hawks didn't have Reece Sachet last night, the first overall pick, and they were down 4 of their starters. I don't know, they just held them out. I don't know, we're getting later in Summer League, and some teams just hold guys out. We got back, like the Lakers are now playing back-to-back, and it's possible they wanted to save a little bit more Bronny so he could play a little longer tonight. I don't know, but whatever. That just looked like a kid. When it left his hand, I said, I like that.
And even if it's not with the big boys, and he's in the G League, doing that same thing and develop it, I'll accept that too. I'll accept that as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be with his dad. It could be with the G League team, and he's putting in the work and getting comfortable doing that. So when he moves up, Skip, it'll be just like second nature to him.
Yeah, I mean, what we got to understand is, listen, he went high school, college, and now the pros. You guys got to understand there's a certain nervousness that comes when you start getting to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we want to ridicule him for his struggles. He's not the first one to struggle coming out. I mean, like we just seen the other day. Alex Sarr went 0 for 15.
His last name ain't James, and we don't care.
Yeah, but
his last name is James. We care.
Even though that kid was the second pick in the draft.
He's the second pick.
I get it.
Yeah.
We don't. Did we cover it? Did we cover it at all?
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there, though.
We're covering this.
You know, most number 2 picks are projected to be all-stars and franchise
absolutely.
guys. So, like, you know, I can't remember the last number 2 pick that went 0 for 15 in the summer league. Like, you know, this guy's supposed to be a starter. Number 2 pick is supposed to be a starter in the NBA. So you don't come in the
It's also
summer
harder
league.
when you're 7 feet tall to go.
Yeah, like, how
can't you just get one
like
dunk?
a tap in or something?
Yeah, no,
or to the free throw
all
line.
that is true. His last name ain't James.
No.
That's the
and
only
it came
problem.
and it went.
Yeah, right.
The problem is Bronny James, and we are going to dissect every single thing that he does.
Yeah. And the only thing I hope for him is, you know, when the shots aren't falling, there's things you can control out there, like your defense and your effort. So I like to see him pick that up. Like, it can't be one or the other. Like Keyshawn said, well, he did this the other game, but then he scored this game, but didn't have assists or rebounds.
But now you just put it all together.
Yeah, so now you got to, like, all right, let's put the steals, the rebounds, all that together when the shot is not falling. That's something that you can control on a night in and night out basis. And that's all. So, you know, it's summer. He's here to develop. We like what we saw. Hopefully he can continue this with his confidence. And that's all I want to see him, is just play with confidence. Yeah. That's it.
So in his on-court interview with ESPN right after the game, that kid looked relieved to me. He looked happy to me because he should have been. And his father said in a big interview, 10 days ago, "You don't understand about my son. He doesn't give a F. He just goes home and plays video games." Part of that might be true, but he does give something about playing this game that way. And it was, I think it was eating at him. I think it was hanging over him that he was 0 for 15 from 3 in those first 4 games and 7 of whatever he was, 31 from the floor. So I was happy for him because he looked and sounded so happy after the game. Okay, so does this, should we raise the bar at all for him?
No.
Should we expect more?
Summer league. Right now he's trying to he's working. It's like we building this Lego. We working on certain parts right now.
That's why I said game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4. Now put it all together and give me a complete game.
Okay, were you expecting that? It was game 3, you said this is his breakout game, and it took to game 5 for him to have kind of a breakout. I mean, he didn't score 30 points.
He finally got my 12.
Yeah. He did.
He finally got my 12 points. And that's okay because, again, in summer league, he's still learning to be a professional. You know, and the interesting thing, and we'll obviously touch up on it later on in the show, this is one of the reasons I believe whenever he gets the opportunity to play with his dad and whoever else is on the court, those veteran guys will teach him along the way. Okay, right now his father's teaching him on the telephone or FaceTime or whatever they're doing to communicate.
I agree.
That's how he's teaching him. By telling him to stay aggressive, by telling him do certain things. Don't, you know, he has a coach, but guess what? The coach ain't the same as the father that's one of the greatest to ever do it.
No.
So he's listening to his dad.
And JJ's sitting in the second row or whatever.
Yeah, but JJ's not coaching. No. He's sitting there, you know, just monitoring the situation, trying to see those guys
he's talking him up before the game.
Probably talking to him in the locker room or something like that. But it's a little different when you got Pops post-game and you're in your hotel room and you ask him, what you think? And then he tells you, boom, 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 boom. That's a little different than a coach talking to you.
Well, they put him in some action finally, and this is what I was asking. You know, the other games, he stood in the corner a lot. So now they put him in a dribble handoff action to where I feel like that's where he could be at his best. Like you saw him, like, think about this. The first game, he got a bucket off the dribble handoff, got a layup.
Yeah, the layup to the cup.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So now I haven't seen him do much of that with him. And now we see him, all right, they put him in that action again last night.
A couple shots.
And he came out, ripped the first jumper, got a layup on the second one. And once you do that, your confidence seems to turn, you know, especially with, you know, a lot of these open shots that you've been missing. Then he makes an open shot. Then he hits a 3 off the dribble, you know, so that all led to all the other baskets. So I like that they put him in some action to where, like, yeah, I'm over here sitting cold. I'll go down the court 10 straight trips, and then all of a sudden I get the ball, and I'm like, I get a shot up. Like, you know, it's hard to play that way. You know, you got to he's a rhythm player, and you have to be in rhythm to do things like he's not a natural shooter. You know, some guys are just natural shooters. He's not a natural scorer. He's a rhythm. He needs a rhythm to his game. And so they got him in a little
Would you
rhythm.
call Connect a natural scorer?
Yeah, Connect is more of a natural scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell his aggressiveness, the way he's always looking to score. You know, Bronny is more of a, let me play the right way,
Yep.
the extra pass, the okay, if I got the shot, I'll take it. But, you know, that's more of his game, so.
Hey, one thing about Connect so far, if he feels leather touch his hands, he's just going to shoot it.
Yeah, without
Right?
a doubt, without a doubt.
One of those guys.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's what I was a scorer. I mean, what you want me to do?
Dog.
Hey, listen, man, don't be. I'm not here to be dishing out 10 assists. Like y'all drafted me to score.
Which means as soon as the ball touches your hands,
I'm
your first
open.
thought is not, who's open? No, I'm open.
Let me
right?
tell you, a scorer, you know, we think like Keyshawn, who a receiver, they think they always open. I was always, and if you get the ball down the court, you hot. Just like a receiver, he thought he was always open.
They would call plays in the huddle, and I knew where the ball was going. I tell the dude, you go to the X, man. I'm gonna take the Z. Because I knew where the ball was going.
You would switch
damn
positions
right.
on the fly?
On the fly. Because you know everything. You know the system.
Yeah.
And I know where the ball is going.
Wait,
I'm
what about
gonna
that
do this.
11th man that you have to depend on every play who's sitting upstairs calling the play?
Well, you
Right?
just don't even pay him no attention.
Okay, well,
Don't pay him no attention. Well,
It's a play is called. He can't change the play now. We're in the
Talking
huddle.
about I'm a hot dog.
what
This
if
is a
he
team
called the
player.
play
This is a
for
team player
X
right
and
here,
you're
ain't
not
that?
the X?
No, then I'm gonna go to the X.
I
a
know,
great
but
team
maybe he
player,
called
man.
it for somebody else because he thought they were a little hotter than you were.
No, we're not doing that. And there is no
Not
other
doing
option.
that.
So is that calling hot dog in football?
Yeah, that's hot dog.
That's hot dogging right there,
Yeah,
Skip.
for sure.
Did you ever play with a receiver you thought was better than you in pro football? Did you?
No.
Yeah, in
Not
Tampa
one?
Bay. In Tampa Bay.
I was going to say.
In Tampa
No,
Bay.
not at all.
Nope.
Never.
Who was there?
Keyshawn was in Tampa
You
Bay.
talking
He
about-
was the
it was-
equivalent
it
to Washington Paul.
Man, you don't shut your ass up. K-Mac, Keenan McCardell
Yeah,
was my other guy, and JoJo Vicious.
Yeah.
Washington
Different than
Paul and Tampa Bay Keith.
K-Mac was legit.
He was
now.
pretty good.
He's legit. He was legit, but wasn't nobody better than me. I don't give a damn who they were.
Oh.
Not on my team. I don't care what nobody say.
There was this Jerry Rice guy.
He wasn't on my team.
I know, I got it. There was this Michael Irvin guy.
He wasn't on my team.
Yeah,
He wasn't on my team.
Okay.
And if I played with Mike would have been second fiddle. I don't give a damn what. I don't care what Mike said.
No way.
I don't care what the
Not the
playmaker said.
playmaker, not the
Playmaker
playmaker.
would have been second fiddle.
No, not the
Yeah,
playmaker.
okay.
Michael Irvin, are you listening?
Yeah, he listening.
No.
He'll call me, I'm sure.
He might
I'm
call
not
us.
taking no
He might
backseat to
call in.
nobody, man.
Man, we're going to have to get a
I
call
ain't
in
taking no
from them.
backseat to nobody, Paul. Come on, stop. Maybe Jerry.
Keyshawn,
Maybe Jerry.
88 was the playmaker.
Jerry.
He was.
88
the
was
play-
legit.
He was.
Ain't no question about it.
Ah,
I held my own. I ain't worried about it.
okay.
Oh,
Well, you
my
still
goodness.
talk a good game. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Hey, man, all you got to do is put in the film. Film don't lie. Eye in the sky don't lie, Paul.
Eye in the sky don't lie.
We might get a call from Keenan McCardell.
Hey, eye in the sky don't lie.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.